I got the black shirt on, so this is good pop. And I got good news for you, and a little bad news, but that's beside the point. Good news is, this is a math episode. Winning. The bad news is, for this to apply to you, you have to be married. Winning. No. I hope you at least kept one of your credit cards in your own name, because divorce is expensive. Pay close attention, you married dumbasses out there. Yeah, I'm calling you all a wambulance. With that being said, let us begin. Yeah. The cats and chainsaws are basically a metaphor. But if you juggle them long enough, sooner or later you're going to cut off your own Peg D. Just ask Bruce Jenner. No. First of all, dudes, if you're married and you have a conniving biatcha as a wife, you're going to be working 60 hours. Or if you're in your second marriage, that extra 20 hours is for the child support. What are you thinking, dude? Congratulations on your 37% chance of success. And to be married, you gotta have a house and car, maybe 2 cars or 3. Yeah, she needs a car, even though she doesn't work, so she can go down the street and get her tonsils dislocated from Jimbo. F*** off. And another thing, in this feminist crazy society, women expect their men to provide them protection. What exactly is that, a condom? Because if I was wearing one of those, I wouldn't have to do any of this. Okay, another thing on the list women like is they want their man to be kind. Well, guess what? If you're a good protector, kindness is not really high on the list. What are you supposed to do, invite him in for tea and crumpets? How about instead of kindness, we go with respect? All right, dudes, how many times have you heard this?
Well, you're a man, you should be able to fix that.
So guess what? They want you to be handy. You know, mechanic, carpenter, IT guy, microbe analysis. And this is how you wind up a prisoner in your own handyman habitat. Check out the episode. Made it last year. You guys didn't really check that one out. So, gentlemen, let's get this straight. You work 40 to 60 hours, spend an hour in traffic, and you get home and you're exhausted, and her feet are up and she's watching her shows. Well, guess what? Got her in! Oh. Who's cooking dinner? You are, you mangina. Now, gentlemen, come on, let's be honest here. Unless you're a chef, who in their right mind marries a woman who can't f***ing cook? And after you're done working your 60 hours a week, I hope you made time to do your share of the housework. Huh? Really? How about you make me a sandwich, give me a beer, and a BJ, do it now because I earned it. You better swallow that dessert, woman. And on top of all that, they want you to, quote unquote, understand them. Yeah, right. It's kind of hard for me to be understanding when I work all day, come home to fix and do my housework, and then cook. And all you've been doing is watching your shows all day. And don't you dare fall for that bullshit like, I had to raise children, it was so hard. Whatever, when it's been going on since the beginning of time. Those kids are in school now. They're gone 9 hours a day. What are you doing with your time? Schizophrenic bitches. After you spent 12 to 13 hours doing all of this shit on this list, now she wants you to provide fun and nice time. Well, what the hell is nice time? Because guess what? To me, it's a steak and a beer and a game. You know what sounds like fun right now? A BJ. And that's not your idea of nice time? Well, why don't you call one of the dudes in one of your soap operas? I'm sure they're stumbling over themselves to come over and hit that nasty piece of roast beef you got. Honey, I understand. I hear everything that you're saying, but all I really hear is wah. Sometimes they just want you to spend time with them. Like you have more time to spend with them after doing all that other bullshit. If her idea of spending time together is watching her tearjerker pussy films, don't take the bait.
I hate this.
So not only do you have to provide all the money,
Cook, clean, do the maintenance, spend nice time, be fun, and spend time with them.
but now they want to be pampered too. How about I wrap your big, fat, cellulite-infested ass in Pampers because you're a big, fat baby? Wah! Winning? No. I know like lots of dudes that do all this. This is stupid because they're f***ing dumb. You really have to pay attention to this last one, and that is called managing your finances. Because obviously you're hooked up with a can't understand normal thinker who doesn't use math. Guess what? You're in the boat. I'm abusing you because I'm not giving you access to the money? Winning? No, you're not touching that shit. There's a bracket around the last three, which is hobbies, hopes, and dreams. And why is that? Because they're all going to the same place. Here's a hint. And you flushed all that down into the sewer with the rest of the useless shit. Because that is exactly what it is when you make that conscious decision to put it all down the toilet for a piece of can't understand normal thinkings. And guess what? You did it to yourself. I have no sympathy, and wah, wah. And now we're going to get to everyone's favorite part of Redonkulous.com. Gonorrhea! No. And that would be the brutal math. And what it boils down to is there's only so much time in a week. And when you're juggling cats and chainsaws, that time goes by quickly. If my numbers aren't exact, go ahead and rip me a new one in the comments below. As long as we're in the ballpark, or in the same sport for that matter, who f***ing cares? Edit that out. There's only 7 days in a week, 24 hours in a day. And when you add those all up, it's 168 hours to make all of this happen. F*** off, it's impossible. There's a lot more things that you absolutely have to do that eat away at that time. So let's go to the list. You're gonna have to work 60 hours a week just to keep up with the Cudge factor, or you're still forking out cash to the first harpy. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're getting 7 hours of sleep at night, 5 hours of driving to and from work, and on top of all that, you have to cook yourself dinner. So when you get done cooking and everything's cleaned up, you look on the fridge and oh, there's a honey-do list. Guess what? 4 more hours of shit. So on the weekends when you think you're gonna kick your feet up, guess again. You got 7 hours of house-related work. And let's face it, if you're doing the cooking, you're gonna do some of the shopping. That's another 2 hours gone a week of shopping. You need to be on top of your finances because you're married to a can't understand normal thinker. That's 2 hours a week of going through all your credit card statements, making sure everything's good to go. And that grand total comes out to less than 5 hours a day of unclaimed time that you can have for yourself. With the less than 5 hours of time you have to provide cupping, which is her cupping your balls. No, just making a joke. You have to provide kindness, understanding, pampering, intimate time, and be nice. She's the one that should be cupping your balls after doing all this. Oh, and give me a BJ and feed you a sandwich at the same time. That'd be interesting.
That'd be some very interesting multitasking.
Once you introduce a kid into this scenario, it gets off the hook stupid. You gotta have playtime with the kid. You gotta change him and feed him, which is no easy task. You got the whole bedtime routine, which sometimes takes quite a while. You have to chaperone the kid when they get a little older. You gotta be like, hey, don't stick that in the light socket. You got the homework. And you're still gonna have to chaperone so you don't find anybody sucking anybody else's dick in your house. That's bad. And now you gotta drive them around to soccer and drill team and cheerleading or softball or what have you. That's additional 42 hours. And you know what I call that? I call that anti-time. Because you know where that time's gonna come from in reality? You're gonna take away from your sleep. You're still gonna have to do all of this on less sleep to make everyone happy. Run away fast. Otherwise, you're stuck in the oxymoron effect. She wants you to be tough, but then be nice. You want me to be tough but sensitive? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? How's that work for you? She wants you to be protective, but then kind. Let me get the out of here. You're a bunch of idiots if you keep writing checks against this bullshit. If you are doing this, living in the oxymoron effect, you need to put it the down because it is too expensive. Not only for time and money, but your own soul and sanity. If you take my advice and don't get married, you should have a little extra loot. Check out the links below and throw some of that loot on our Patreon and PayPal pages so we can keep this going. And while we're at it, gentlemen, please hit the subscribe button. Because if you do, I'll cup your wife so you can get some sleep. Winning! So she can go up. Oh. I fucked that up. Oh, I want to feel protected. Whatever, shut up. Smash his goddamn head in. That's the way it works. You spent probably 12 or 13 hours for probably... I do that all the time to my soldiers. They come up to me, move the hell out. Cupping? Cupin?
Cupping works because then she should be cupping your balls.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Except when things go bump in the night and you have to walk downstairs with a baseball bat in your underwear.